Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's flow is going to work our abs a little bit. So remember, take your breaks when you need, choose the modification that's going to work best for you, and only do what you are capable of doing today. And again, take any rest that you need. And let's see if we can activate a couple of those muscles in our abdominal area. So I invite you to choose a position that you would like to start your practice in, whether it's the traditional Shavasana or if you'd like to kneel or have a sit. But we do want to take a few minutes at the beginning of our practice just to kind of check in and come here to this space. So whichever position you have chosen, see if you can soften some of your muscles. Maybe you might notice where you are particularly tight in your body today. See if you can soften that area ever so slightly. We know that we usually can't bring ourselves to 100% comfort in our first breath or two, but we can use that breath to slowly and gradually try to create a little bit of softness. So as you are breathing, taking those inhales in through the nose and then exhaling, just notice your breath. Does it get any smoother? Does it even itself out a little bit? And that's what we would like to happen. That is the goal. Eventually, we'd like our breath to be nice and smooth so that we can enjoy our movement, so that we can let the movement go freely, smoothly, and eventually with less and less effort, but still getting all of the benefit. So we'll take 2 or 3 more breaths here, depending on how you feel. It might be a little bit more than that. But just settle something. And then start to invite those little movements to wake up the body. If you're already on your back, stay there. If you're in a sit position, slowly and gently make your way down to your back. Make those little adjustments that you need. And then draw the right knee in towards your chest. And again, be gentle here. You might need a strap here. But if you can gently just hold either the back of the leg or the knee, extend that left leg long and see if you can activate your leg a little bit. So don't just have your foot kind of loose. Dig into the heel, point the toes up towards the sky. Have your shoulders nice and soft, and with your exhale, lift the head and shoulders as if you're trying to look towards those left toes. Don't worry if you can't see them, but we're just activating our low back to kind of ground into the floor. So we're sturdier. And again, we're trying to keep soft shoulders, but we are trying to keep this left leg active. Now, if your head and neck are a little uncomfortable here lifted, you can go back to the floor, but see if you can keep them lifted. If you're comfortable, keep them lifted. Take an inhale here, and with your exhale, lift that left leg up towards the sky, as high as you possibly can. And then inhale, lower it down towards the floor and see if you can just hover that heel. Exhale, lift the leg up towards the sky. Inhale, release down towards the floor. See if you can hover it. One more time. Exhale up towards the sky. And then as you drop it down towards the floor, release the foot. Release the head and shoulders. Draw both knees into the chest and take a breath or two to recover here. Keep the left knee in towards the chest and extend the right leg. And again, decide if your head and neck can accommodate being lifted or do they need to be on the floor. Make sure that the shoulders are nice and soft. Activate that right foot, heel into the floor, toes up towards the sky. Take an inhale, and with your exhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. Go as high as you can, comfortably. Inhale, lower it down. Maybe you can hover the foot. Exhale, up to the sky. Inhale, lowering it down. Try to hover. Exhale, up to the sky. Down. We'll do one more. Exhale up to the sky. And as you release it down, release the foot to the floor, release the head and shoulders, and then draw both knees into the chest and take your little movement here. What is comfortable for you? Would you like to take a little hug, lifting the head and shoulders? Would you like a little movement? You decide what's comfortable for you. And then we are going to try both legs. So please listen to your low back here. If you really have an issue, you can support your hands underneath your glutes, underneath your bum. Don't put your hands in your low back, but you can have a little bit of support. Now we're going to go very gently and slowly. So shoot both of your legs up towards the sky. Now make sure that you only go to where you are comfortable. I'm going to lift my head and shoulders a little bit up off the floor because it's comfortable for me. So I don't have a problem lifting my head. If you do, if you find that it's super uncomfortable, just drop that head back down to the floor. So take your breath here. Settle. Shoulders, settle, head. With your inhale, lower both feet together towards the floor and go down about a foot. And then lift those feet back up towards the ceiling. Once again, lower the heels down towards the floor. Maybe go a little bit further down, but only if it's comfortable on your back. Exhale, legs back up to the sky. Inhale to lower the heels. Maybe your heels are only moving 1 or 2 inches. Exhale, back up to the sky. Inhale, lower the heels. Maybe they come down quite close to the floor. Exhale, back up to the sky. Twice more. Inhale to lower your legs to your limit. Exhale to lift. One more time. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Soften the knees into the chest. Release the head if it's lifted. And once again, release the work effort. Take your movement if you need. Catch your breath. So we are going to try one more time with both legs. And we are going to try to hold it. So maybe our last round gave you a pretty good indication of where your limit was. And we're going to see if we can revisit it again. So I'm going to use my hands underneath my glutes. Legs go up to the sky. I'm going to go with my head and shoulders lifted once again because it suited me. And we're going to attempt it one more time. Inhale to lower and hold for 2 more full cycles of breath. That's an inhale, an exhale, an inhale, an exhale, an inhale, exhale, shoot the legs up to the sky, and release. Did you feel that? Did you get those little shakes? And then make your way into your tabletop. So hopefully that wasn't too much of a strain on your abs. Yeah? Can you catch your breath? How do you feel? Set yourself up in tabletop, and again, find the right hand position. Try to get those shoulders up over the hands and try to get your knees underneath your hips. Now, we're just going to go with the legs here. So open up the collarbone, see if you can wrap those triceps back, activate those abs, and inhale, left leg back behind you, above hip height. I don't have to go too high because I don't want to get into a back bend here. I just want to activate the core. So just notice how the abdominals feel with that leg lifted. And then exhale it back down into tabletop. The toes can be flipped or flat here, whatever works best for you. Inhale, right leg extends back behind you. And once again, notice if you're lifting a hip, try to keep those hips parallel with the floor. Have you shifted too much into one arm? See if you can even them out. And then back into tabletop. Do you need to make an adjustment? Do you need to replant your hands? We're going to do that one more time. So from tabletop, inhale, left leg back and hold for a full cycle of breath. Exhale, knee down to the floor. Inhale, right leg extends back, a full cycle to hold. Exhale, drop the knee back down and take the weight out of your hands. So just kind of sit back onto your heels, just that you can give those wrists a little bit of movement. You just want to release them a little bit. You might want to take some circles because we are going back into our hands and we want to make sure that they are gently, slowly working to support our weight. Sometimes the first time we try to put weight into them, they're not quite ready yet, but we want to slowly build up the strength that our wrists can support us. So again, you might need a little bit of movement, whatever it takes, whatever you need. And then we are going to come back into our tabletop. Now again, remember, take your breaks when you need. Activate those arms. Inhale the left leg back, but plant the toes on the floor. Activate those arms, and then inhale the right leg back. We're trying to get into our plank position. So once again, activate the abs. Try not to slouch down into your shoulders. See if you can kind of push the space between your shoulder blades. You're trying to make it flat. so you're not sinking down. That's going to be super uncomfortable. See if you can kind of flatten that space and just hold your plank here and see, can you breathe smoothly? Maybe you need to take a break and drop the knees to kind of catch your breath, and then you're going to come back to your plank. Is your neck nice and neutral? Are you trying to look up at the TV or at the video? That's not going to be nice on your neck. Try to keep a neutral neck. One more cycle of breath here. You can do it. Drop the knees, and once again, sit back into your heels. Give the wrists some love, some movement. So we know that planks are difficult. Sometimes we don't have the arm strength, we don't have the shoulder strength. So working on them a few seconds more each time will slowly develop that strength. So don't worry if you needed to take a break there. Maybe you were able to hold that entire time and think, that was so easy, I can do more. So if you have a little bit more, this is your next little option. Don't worry if you can't. You can even go back to that half plank and just hold that and work on building up your strength. But we can try something a little bit more. So if your wrists are okay, replant those hands. Get them comfortable. Find what angle works for you. Activate the collarbone. Inhale, left leg back. Right leg back and hold your plank. You can continue holding here or lift the left leg, lift the left toes, point them back behind you and hold for a breath. Drop that left foot back down to the floor. Extend the right toes, pointing them to the back of the mat. Drop the right toes, drop the knees, and take the weight out of the hands. How did that feel? So if you attempted to lift that foot up off the floor, did you notice that you had to activate a couple of more muscles? Yeah, I hope so. Don't worry if the foot just lifted off the floor and you said, oh my gosh, that's too much, and you had to put it back down immediately. That's okay. You're going to work your way up. You need to strengthen the arms, the abs, the legs. So don't worry if you're not there yet. You will, eventually. As you are consistently doing these things, your body figures it out and it kind of like comes along for the ride. It's like, oh yeah, I've done that before. I remember that. I'm going to do it again. And eventually it gets easier and easier and easier. So you're just catching your breath here. Hopefully your shoulders are okay. Hopefully your wrists are okay. And we're going to add on a little bit more. So remember, take your breaks when you need, but we are going to try to add in a little bit more difficulty and see how it goes. So from our tabletop, this time, tuck the toes under, take your inhale to open up your collarbone, and with your exhale, lift up into your downward facing dog. And again, you might need to adjust where you are. You might need to kind of go in a soft knee version first so that you can lengthen out that spine and then maybe lengthen out the hamstrings. It might be your first down dog and you might need to readjust after we do this, but just see how does your first down dog feel here. And I'd like to measure our plank. So take your inhale and come forward to your plank and just notice, do you need to make an adjustment? Do you maybe need to change where your foot position is so that you are in a nice plank position? So we're going to rotate from those two. So inhale here in your plank. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time like that. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, and rest. Do you need to rest in child's pose? Does your wrist need a break? Do you need to take the weight out of them? Or is your downward facing dog somewhere that you can rest? We're going to take 2 breaths here to rest. If you've come out of downward facing dog, make your way back into downward facing dog. With your inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. And this time, as you exhale, draw your knee in towards your chest and come into your plank position with that knee not touching the floor. Shoot back up into your 3-legged down dog, so that right leg is shooting up towards the sky. And with your exhale, knee tucks in towards your chest. You roll forward to your plank. Keep breathing. Shoot the leg back up to the sky. Last one. Bring the knee in towards your chest. And then drop it down towards the floor. Come to tabletop. Take the weight out of the hands, wrists. Take whichever movement that you need. Bring the breath back. Whew. So were you successful on drawing the knee in towards the chest? Were you able to do 1, all 3? How's your breath? We are going to try it on the other side. And we're going to notice if we're going to get better at it. Are we too tired? Let's investigate. What do we have? So I'm going to come back to my tabletop. I'm going to take the inhale to activate the collarbone and exhale up into downward facing dog. And once again, I can measure. I'm just going to do it once to see if I have the right spot. I'm going to inhale back to tabletop, to plank, and then I'm going to go to downward facing dog. I think I'm okay with my measurement. I'm going now, inhaling left leg up to the sky, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, knee towards the chest, roll forward to your plank. Inhale, shoot that left leg back up to the sky, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, knee towards the chest, plank, neutral neck. Leg up to the sky, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, knee to chest. And then drop that knee down to the floor, tabletop, or sit onto your heels. Release those wrists. Catch your breath. You might even notice that you need to move the shoulders a little bit. Maybe clasping the fingers back behind you and opening up the chest. Try not to get into a back bend here. Just see if you can kind of work the shoulders into the opposite direction of where you just had them. In your plank, they're kind of coming forward. Maybe you're just reaching back behind you. So I'm just going to take another breath or 2 here because we are going to try that one more time, the knee into the chest, but we are going to try to hold that knee in towards the chest a little bit longer, and we're going to see how it goes. Finish your cycle of breath. And then make your way into downward facing dog. Make sure that it's a comfortable downward facing dog. Make sure that the hands are comfortable. Shoulders are comfortable. Neck is comfortable. And then let's give it a go. Inhale, right leg up to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale, knee towards chest and hold. Can you see if you can lift that knee higher to the sky? 2 full cycles of breath here. Do what you can. Exhale, shoot that leg up to the sky, three-legged down dog, and then drop the foot beside the left, regular down dog. Whew. Before you have a chance to change your mind, let's do the other side right away. Inhale, left leg up to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale, knee to chest, roll forward to your plank. See if you can lift that knee a little bit higher to the sky and hold. Keep breathing. Shoot that leg up towards the sky, three-legged down dog, and then release, regular down dog. Bring the knees back down to the floor. Sit back into a nice, comfortable child's pose. Now, do you want your child's pose to be a little bit more active? Maybe you need one little more thing for your shoulders to release them. So you might want to come up onto your fingertips so that the arms are still engaged, but you are still trying to drop down towards the floor with your head. Chest sinks. And again, if you don't want to have an active child's pose, just release the arms, no work effort, and just catch your breath. What is best for you right now? One cycle of breath here. And then make your way back into tabletop. Now we are going to take a little bit of a twist here. Not a twist, but a bending of our spine. Try to keep your hips still facing forward. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Still keeping those hips facing forward, we do want to C-curve our spine. Now notice how far is comfortable for you. You might get the hands just kind of to the edge of the mat and feel that that's plenty enough in your spine. You might be able to get such a C-curve in your spine that your hands are completely over to the left side. But if you're going that far, just make sure that you haven't shifted into the hips. So as your hands go to the left side, you're getting the stretch on your right side. Just breathe into the right side of your body for one more full cycle of breath. And then inhale and start to straighten out that spine and come back to your regular tabletop. Take a breath here. After that C-curve, you do want to give your spine just a 2-second breather to straighten out and to relax before you go to the other side. So take an inhale here, and as you exhale, start to walk those hands to the right side. And again, you might notice that you get one hand off the mat and one hand is still on the mat, and you get plenty of stretch here on the left side of your body. You might notice that this side is even more open, that you can walk your hands even further. What's comfortable for your spine? But go to a space that you still get a little bit of stretch here on the left side of your body. What's comfortable for you? You want to be able to still breathe while you lengthen out that abdominal area, the sides of your abdominal here. Take an inhale, walk those hands back into tabletop, and again, take a breath or two here. Would you prefer or would you like to take a couple of cat-cows here? What is going to allow your spine just to take a breath here a little bit more straight? So I might be waving my spine in my cat-cows, but it's straight. It's not kind of turned. It's not twisted. It's not curved. I mean, I'm curving it in my cat, but it's in a straight line, a vertical line. One more cycle of breath here. And then gently just kind of sit back onto your glutes so that you can bring your feet forward. Now, if you know that your hamstrings are super tight and it's very uncomfortable for you to sit in a cross-legged position, or you know that you need the extra height of sitting on something for your hips, go ahead and sit on something so that you can get a nice, comfortable cross-legged position where your hips are not on too much tension. Because we're going to take a little bit of a side bend here and a twist. So I want to be comfortable. So once you have settled into your space, take an inhale to reach that left hand up towards the sky. Keep both of your glutes on the floor or your bolster or your pillow or your block. And as you exhale, take a little bit of a bend, a C curve towards your right. So don't go so far that you're only on one of your glutes. Again, getting the stretch in the left side of your body, but a nice gentle one. We don't want to go crazy here. We worked our abs, so we're just trying to give them a nice gentle stretch, giving them a little bit of love for all the hard work that it did in those planks and all that other work that we asked our abs to do. Inhale to straighten out that spine. Release the left hand down towards the floor. Take the right hand up towards the sky with your inhale, and with your exhale, side bend over to your left. So as you stretch to the left, you should be feeling some sensation in the right side of your body. And again, how far you go over, it really depends on how you feel right now. Nice and gentle here. Don't go too much. Straighten the spine. Release the hand back down. Take a breath here. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, left hand towards the right knee, and I'm going to twist towards the right side. I might even help with my right hand back behind me here, just to get a gentle little twist. Inhale to straighten your torso back up, facing forward. And now as you exhale, right hand towards the left knee, maybe thigh, maybe shin. And as I twist to the left, maybe this left hand will support me. Don't go crazy here in your twist. We want a nice vertical spine and a gentle little twist. Notice if your head and neck is comfortable. Inhale, come back to the center. So untwist that spine. We're going to go once more. Exhale to your right. Gentle twist. Inhale, come back to the center. Straighten out that spine. And as you exhale, turn to your left. Gentle twist again. Bring yourself back down to the center or towards the center, straightening out that spine. And then decide where is going to be your resting space. Where are you going to finish your practice? Is it going to be here in your sit position because you're pretty comfy? Or do you want to go down to your back in our traditional Shavasana? You decide. What is going to be best suited for you? How does your back feel? How do your abs feel? How do your legs feel? What modification of rest is going to work for you right now? And we want to take a shape that we can hold for at least 5 full cycles of breath. Ideally, we stay in our resting space at the end of our practice a little bit longer if you can. If you do have the time to allow your body to really relax, allow the mind to relax, it really is going to benefit you, especially in these times that are pretty stressful. So taking an extra minute or 2 in stillness really might help you to deal with the rest of your day. So as we rest here, notice what you notice. Do you notice that you're still gripping somewhere? Are you holding tension maybe in a different space than when you started? And again, it's all information that you don't have to dwell on. It's just information. You can let it come in one ear and just as easily let it go out the other ear. This is the time for your body to absorb the work effort that you just did. Take in all the goodness and transform it into space in your body. So breathe deeply, comfortably, smoothly. Start to deepen your breath, lengthening out the inhale, letting it go in your exhale. Invite those little movements back into your body. And if you are lying down, slowly and gently make your way up into your sit position. Taking your time, you don't want to jump up and start running a marathon right away. You want to give your body a moment or two just to kind of get itself awake and get going. And as you come into your sit position, let's just floss out those shoulders one last time. Taking an inhale to lift the hands out to the side, let them float up to the sky. And as your palms touch each other, exhale them down through heart center. You can stay here or go into your lap. And we finish our practice here, honoring the light within. Namaste. So once again, thank you for joining me today. And I hope that we activated a few of your abdominal muscles so that you get a little stronger. And each time we do our practice, hopefully you get a little bit better, more comfortable with your body, and that it gives you the ease and the length in your spine that we are trying to achieve. So have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.